You're ready to hit the road, but your car refuses to start. Frustrating, right? Don't worry. In this guide, we'll walk you through step-by-step troubleshooting to diagnose a no-start issue, whether your engine cranks but won't start, or doesn't crank at all. First, let's determine what kind of no-start issue you're dealing with. There are two possibilities. If the engine cranks but won't start, you likely have fuel, spark, or compression issue. If the engine doesn't crank at all, the problem may lie in the battery, starter, or electrical system. Let's start by checking the fuel system. When you turn the key to on, listen for a faint buzzing sound from the fuel pump. No sound? You might have a bad fuel pump. Next, check the fuel pressure using a fuel gauge. If pressure is low or absent, the fuel filter may be clogged, or the pressure regulator could be faulty. Next, let's test for spark. Remove a spark plug, reconnect it to the ignition coil, and ground it against the engine. Then, have someone crank the engine. If there's no visible spark, you could have a bad ignition coil, crankshaft position sensor failure, or a faulty ignition switch. Engines need air to run. Check the air filter for clogs. If that's fine, perform a compression test. If readings are low, you may have a blown head gasket, worn piston rings, or a failed timing belt. If your engine doesn't crank at all, check the battery first. A fully charged battery should read 12.6 volts or more when off and 13.7 to 14.7 volts when the engine is running. If your battery is weak, try jump-starting the car. If it starts, you likely need a new battery. Still no luck? Let's check the starter. Try tapping the starter motor with a wrench while turning the key. If the engine cranks, the starter motor is faulty. Also, inspect the starter relay and fuses. They might need replacing. If your car has a security system, check for a flashing security light. Your immobilizer could be preventing the car from starting. Also, listen for a clicking sound when you turn the key. It could indicate a weak battery or a bad starter. Finally, use an OBD2 scanner to check for error codes. These codes can help pinpoint issues like a failed crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, or fuel system problems. And that's how you diagnose a no-start condition. By systematically checking fuel, compression, and electrical components, you can narrow down the cause of your issue. If you're still stuck, it may be time to call a mechanic. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more car troubleshooting tips.